crazy.
Hello everyone, I'm Jessica Polakowski and this is my stepdad Curtis who helps me out with all of my videos, and we are going to be doing our informative speech, and the topic that we chose today is human slavery. So as you guys know, I'm a director of outreach and missions at a church, and the main things that I deal with is inner city work and human slavery, and a lot of people don't really know what entails human slavery. They think of maybe the old times, but human slavery can be many things, and the most common form of human slavery is sex trafficking. So that's what we'll be talking about today. I want to just share some facts that you would find interesting about our own backyard. So this is why I have this PowerPoint here that you will be looking at, and I will be attaching it to the video, and it has facts and statistics about sex trafficking for you guys. Statistics show the number of its domestic and international victims are in the millions. This is mostly females and children enslaved in the commercial sex industry for little or no money. And if you have any questions at all, you let me know. The terms human trafficking and sex slavery usually conjure up images of young girls being beaten and abused in faraway places. Eastern Europe, Asia, and even Africa is what most people think about. Actually, human trafficking happens locally in cities and towns, both large and small, throughout the United States and in our own backyards. Only 54% of the recruiters are strangers, 46% are known to the victim.
Like uncles and aunts and stuff like that?
Uncles, aunts, fathers, moms, sisters. It's pretty broad. Grandparents. It's mainly about money for them, but the victim does not get the money. Not only is human sex trafficking a big business, but it's the fastest growing business and organized crime and the third largest criminal enterprise in the world. Sorry, I might have mixed that up a little bit, but yeah. So it's the fastest growing business of organized crime. So that's something. So if it's that big of a business, it's going to take a lot to shut it down, and it's going to take a lot more than a PowerPoint, and it's going to take everyone's knowledge of this to be known and to stop buying girls for money, basically.
This is like bigger than the drug war right now.
It is bigger than the drug war. Misidentifying victims as criminals has been a long-term problem, and historical conflation of prostitution and sex trafficking has added to this error. Basically meaning that if you see a prostitute, sorry that this is very vulgar, but if you see a prostitute on the road, you think that that's where she wants to be. Most likely, 8 times out of 10, this is someone who was enslaved in commercial sex trafficking and cannot get out until their debt is paid, and they are drugged up, they're abused, they're threatened, their families are threatened. So it's a big process to get out, and most people are scared to get out. So it's a huge thing, and that's why we are opening up sex trafficking safe houses. And we have 2 so far in Colorado, and they're opening up a 3rd one in Loveland. And it's very important to get in on that because these women need a place to stay, and men and children are in it as well. So it's a huge thing, especially for the kids. As for laws, Colorado law enforcement is making more of an effort to try and determine whether a person apprehended for a prostitution-related offense or was coerced acting voluntarily. So basically, unfortunately, when they go in for questioning, they won't give up that they are being enslaved in sex trafficking. So they have to, constantly, ask them and do it in the nicest way possible and make them feel comfortable and offer them help, and just to see if that is what's going on. And most of them they're too scared to speak about it because once they get out, they get in trouble. So that's why it's so hard for people to know about these women, because they're not going to give it up, and then if they're not going to tell the law enforcement, then we can't make new laws against it. So it's kind of like a 4-way street with everyone. Although comprehensive research to document the number of children engaged in prostitution in the United States is lacking, an estimated 293,000 American youths currently are at risk of becoming victims of commercial sexual exploitation.
No way.
This means that you have children that run away, correct? So you have children that run away, They are on the streets, and Denver, for example, is one of the best places to be homeless. We have lots of programs. So they're on the streets, and they get confronted within the first 48 hours of being on the streets to be enslaved in commercial sex trafficking. And it goes a little like, hey, I'll do this for you if you do this for me. And, you know, we'll keep each other alive, basically. And then it turns into slavery.
They sort of prey on their vulnerabilities. Huh?
They do prey on their vulnerabilities, yes. The International Labor Organization, the ILO, estimates that 20% of all trafficking victims are minors, which is a huge number. It doesn't matter who you are, like, that's children. But also adults are in this, so it's a big thing. This means that out of the percentage of children that run away, statistically speaking, are approached within a 48-hour period to be exploited. So just like I talked earlier, so they are approached within 48 hours and to be exploited, and they're children. They don't know better. They most likely fall for it. If people were more aware of the human slavery going on in their backyards, then maybe there's a way to decrease the numbers of the business and shut it down. We would need stricter laws on perpetrators and a change in the laws for prostitution. This change is on its way slowly but surely, and that has to do with being vocal. So, one thing that would help, the knowledge of prostitution resulting in human trafficking. Do not buy people for sexual favors. Do not. Just do not. You have no idea what's going on with that. And then the sooner that people stop doing that, the sooner that this ends. And then this is one of my favorite pictures. I wonder if you can see it. Hopefully. Maybe bring it back a little bit. It's on the link. You guys will be able to see it. But basically, it's Justin Timberlake, Drake, Jamie Foxx, Ludacris, and they're holding signs that say, "Real men don't buy girls." So you'll see that on the link, and you guys can download that picture. It's a big statement. Put it on your Facebooks, put it on whatever. But thank you for listening. And thank you guys for listening. And go ahead and look at the PowerPoint. And if you guys have any other questions, feel free to write me. If you guys want to help out with anything with our Denver Safe Houses and Colorado Springs Safe House, you just contact me and I will give you further information. Thank you.